Alright, what's going on, guys? So we're back with another spreadsheet type video. What we're going to be talking about today is 6-star champions worth an awakening gem. And as you guys can see, this one looks a lot better than the last one. My spreadsheet skills are getting a little bit better each time. I'm a big spreadsheet noob. I'm no Brian Grant. But I'm proud. This one looks a lot better and a lot cleaner than the other one, at least. But yeah, so I figured, we did the champions that I would rank 3. Now let's talk about champions for 6 stars that I would awaken and that are worth the awakening gems, because with the Abyss, for the initial clear, you get a class gem random, and for the 100%, you get this guy up there, a generic awakening gem. And there's not very many 6 stars at this point in time that I would be comfortable using a generic awakening gem on. So I have some for each class. And this doesn't mean that you can't use a generic on a champion. Maybe I didn't say. Some other champions are close, but these are the champions I would give a generic to without even really having to think about it. And I wouldn't feel bad about it. I wouldn't regret it at all. I'd totally worth it. So let's start at the top with the science class. So I have 4 champions listed that I think are worthy of being awakened. And that's Thing, Void, Captain America, and Human Torch. And Human Torch is at the bottom because the thing about Human Torch is he doesn't really need to be awakened. But if you're going to be using him for the Abyss, like let's say you do your initial clear of Abyss, you get an awakening gem, and it's science, and you have a 6-star Human Torch, then yeah, I think that would totally be worth awakening him. Void, definitely worth awakening. Captain America Infinity War, definitely worth awakening, but he does need high sig, so that's something to keep in mind. And Thing, I think Thing is worth a generic because his protection ability from his signature at max sig, it is ridiculous. The damage mitigation is insane and it has so many uses. There's no one that can do what Thing does, and it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, and I definitely think he is worth a generic awakening gem. But again, he also does need a high sig. The thing about Void is he doesn't need a high sig. He benefits from it, but sig 1, he's good to go. You just want the Fear of the Void ability so that you don't lose all your debuffs in a fight. And then next we move on to the skill class, and here another 4 champions listed here, starting off with Nick Fury, and he's the only one that I gave the gray color for the generic awakening gem. That's because Nick Fury, I think he's definitely worth a generic. First of all, he is just such a powerful champion, but to really unlock his power, you need to awaken him. But unlike most champions in this game, you only need 1 sig level. He is probably like the most prominent champion in the game that people have at sig level 1. I have him right now at sig level 2 because I wanted to be a little different, but just all he needs is sig 1 and he's good to go. You don't need to put any more sig stones in him. And as a 6-star, that is insane. That is insane because 6-star sig stones are so hard to come by. Just having him at sig 1, he's good to go. Yeah, he's definitely worth a generic. I think he might be the most generic worthy character in the game right now. He's pretty darn good. I would have no problem giving him a generic at all. If I had Nick Fury, I'd give him a generic for sure. Next we have Aegon, who the main reason he's not worth a generic, well, the reason I didn't give him the gray, is because the only way to get, there's only been 2 ways to get one of these above me here for a 6-star champion, and that's if you won Comic-Con, which there's only one of, which was Metal Sonic Dude, or if you 100% the Abyss. And if you 100% the Abyss, why would you use that on an Aegon? It just wouldn't really make sense to awaken a 6-star Aegon after you 100% the Abyss. So right now, yeah, Aegon, not worth a generic. Unless you're Metal Sonic Dude and you're doing it for the Abyss. He's like the only exception. For him, yeah, Aegon would be worth the generic for sure. Maybe going forward, Aegon could be worth a generic, but if you have the Abyss done, I just don't really see the point giving him a generic. A skill gem still, yeah, for sure, yeah. Not the generic. And Stealth Spidey and Squirrel Girl, both tremendous champions, both benefit a lot from the SIG with their damage. I think Squirrel Girl's a bit more dependent on it. Stealth Spidey's still really good unawakened, but he does get a nice Fury potency increase from the Awakened ability. And yeah, I'd give either of those guys a skill awakening gem. and I had to take him up. So yeah, it's a skill class. Move on to Mutants. So again, only one champion here is worth the generic to me, and that's Namor. Sunspot, he comes kind of close. If all you're after is prestige, or that's your main focus, then yeah, I could totally see giving Sunspot a generic awakening gem. But I think Namor is so worth it, man. Namor is so insane. But again, Namor really does need the high sig. And Sunspot, if you're going to awaken him with a generic, I hope you got some sig stones, because you need sigs for that prestige. Omega Red, definitely worth the Mutant Awakening gem. But again, you're definitely going to want some sig stones for him. At least, I'd say if you can get him to around signature level 80 at least, it'd be worth awakening him. Havoc's an absolute beast. He gains a fair bit from his signature ability. Helps him just get his plasma up more, I believe. So yeah, I definitely think he's worth an awakening gem. And Colossus, he's pretty. I think Colossus is pretty sweet, man. I might give a mutant awakening gem to Colossus. He's a little further down on the list. It'd be a bit tougher to give him one over like Namor and Sunspot, but I still think he could be worth a mutant gem. He's very, very powerful, and he has a chance to make his armor permanent from his signature ability, which is super nice. And then last but not least, we have Domino. You might be thinking, why is Domino at the bottom of the list? That's because Domino, she doesn't really need the Awaken ability to be a beast. Offensively, if it's a defensive rank up, then yeah, she still doesn't need the Awaken ability, but it's a pain on defense for sure. You just get the critical failure damage, this signature, I believe, with Domino. So yeah, she doesn't really need it, but I'd probably give Domino a Mutant Awakening gem, maybe. If I was going to rank 3 here, then yeah, I probably would. Then we get to the Tech class, and only one champion here that I really see generic, and that's Ghost. Because if you're going to rank up a Ghost, you definitely want to have her awakened. People say Ghost doesn't need to be awakened. It's true, she doesn't need to be awakened, but that's like, I don't know, you definitely want her awakened. Like after playing Ghost awakened, it's really tough to go back to an unawakened Ghost. Awakening ability, it just adds so much. It just lets you get off so many more special attacks, so much utility of just getting the power. It makes just fights so much different. It's crazy how important that awakening ability actually is. So I definitely think Ghost is worth a generic. Prestige is really slacking though. That's the tough part. Warlock, I think he's potential to be worth a generic because he's just a really good champion, and it could be if it's maybe a prestige rank up, but he doesn't really need his awakened ability. It just adds a bit of damage. But yeah, Tech Gem, for sure. I'd give a Tech Gem to Warlock, no question. Same with Guillotine2099. I'd give her a Tech Gem if I was going to rank her up to like rank 3. But yeah, I don't think I'd give her generic. She doesn't really need that awakened ability. Then we got Sentinel and Darkhawk. Sentinel, I'd definitely give him a Tech Gem. I think Sentinel is an absolute beast. And he doesn't really need high signature, but he just gains a lot from being awakened. Darkhawk, though, he does need high signature. So that's one thing. And Mysterio is great, and Sig level 1 is fine. The more Sigs, the better, of course, but you just want him awakened. He doesn't even need to be awakened, but yeah, I'd say Mysterio's worth a Tech Gem. Then we move on to the Mystic class. And, of course, my boy Dr. Doom at the top of the list. And Dr. Doom is a unique scenario because I think he's the best Mystic champion in the game. But the thing is, most of the best Mystic champs in the game right now, they don't need to be awakened. So it's weird. But I think Dr. Doom is still worth a generic just for the sheer fact of his prestige. And on top of how good he is, I would give him a generic in rank 3M. So yeah, but he doesn't really need to be awakened. But a Mystic Gem, totally worth it. And everyone else on this list, except for Mojo, also don't really need to be awakened to be a beast. But I'd still definitely give them all a Mystic Awakening Gem. I'd definitely say they're all worth it. And then Mojo does need to be awakened if you want his damage output, but he does need high Sig as well. But yeah, Longshot, Clairvoyance, and Supreme. None of these guys really need to be awakened. None of their prestige is too crazy. So I don't think I could really justify a generic, but definitely a Mystic class gem, for sure. I'd have no problem giving any one of those a Mystic class gem. No problem at all. And then we move on to the Cosmic class, which is the least amount of champions on here. Only 3 of them, but actually 2 of them are generic worthy, and that's Captain Marvel and Corvus. So I think these 2 are without a doubt the 2 best Cosmic champions in the game for 6 stars at least. I'd say Hyperion's probably like the 3rd best Cosmic potentially, but he's not available as a 6-star here, so there's no argument for him here because that doesn't exist yet. So yeah, Captain Marvel and Corvus both easily worth a Cosmic gem, but I think they're also both worth a generic gem. Neither of them needs to be awakened for their damage output, but they both gain a tremendous amount of utility from being awakened. Corvus can literally save you so many items in AQ by being awakened. You can just time out any fight. You can get through like 90% of all the lanes on map 7 with just a Corvus and time. If you just have time to time out, you can get through a whole day of AQ, map 7, day 5, with a 1% health Corvus. As long as you got some time to time out, it's easy. I've done it many times. 1% Corvus, bro. It just gets you through so much. That awakening ability is so good for Corvus, and he doesn't need a high sig. He just needs to be awakened to access his cheat death mechanic. And Captain Marvel movie, I've heard that she only needs like 50 or so signature stones to get to like a really good level of her signature ability to get the indestructible to around like 10 seconds or so. And I think it caps out at 12 seconds. So I'm not sure on that. I need to see how it actually scales, but I've heard it scales pretty well for the length of the indestructible. So that's nice. And yeah, just Captain Marvel movie with that indestructible at the start of the fight is so useful, man. There's so much utility in that indestructible because you're indestructible. You get past every kind of damage in the game because you're indestructible. You don't take any kind of damage. That is the best damage mitigation ability. It's better than Namor's and it's better than Ghost's. Namor and Ghost, they have Ghost, while she's phasing, she can't take damage, and Namor, while he's attacking at 6200, he can't take damage. He reflects it, right? They bypass pretty much all damage in the game except for one source of damage output, and that is heal reversal with the Spectre node for like having debuffs on you. If you have willpower, you still take the damage even while you're attacking, which is weird because you're not supposed to take any damage. But Captain Marvel with Indestructible even bypasses that. Little fun fact for you there. Indestructible is such a good ability, man. It's just so good. And yeah, I'm probably going to be using my 6-star generic awakening gem on Captain Marvel. So yeah, I'll probably be doing that unless I get a Cosmic from the Abyss Legends rewards. And then there's one final champion on here for the Cosmics class, and that's Silver Surfer. So Silver Surfer's here for 2 reasons. 1 being his prestige, and 2 being his awakened abilities actually makes him a lot better. And I think he's already a pretty good champion. And yeah, I would for sure use a Cosmic Awakening Gem on Silver Surfer. He'd be my 3rd choice. If I had Captain Marvel or Corvus, I would awaken them first. But Silver Surfer would be my 3rd choice for that Awakening Gem. And yeah, I'd rank him up for prestige. So yeah, that's the list. Of course, this isn't me telling you these are the only champions that you're allowed to awaken. Of course, if you have a different champion that you really like maybe a Killmonger or something, you want to awaken him, you want to rank him up, that's fine. I think if you're going to be taking a champion to rank 3, and let's say it's not a champion that's on this list, I think then, yeah, they're more worth an awakening gem. But if you're not taking a champion to rank 3, and they're not on this list, then I personally don't advise awakening them. But if you're going to take the plunge and take them all the way to rank 3, and you want to awaken them, then yeah, I can understand that more. Yeah, that's just my thoughts, my list here. Use it as what it's for, a rough guide. And that's going to do it, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Let me know what you thought. I think this looks beautiful, man. I think it looks a lot better than the last video. Spreadsheet wise. So let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Let me know what kind of awakening gem you guys have if you've completed the Abyss, the first run, and let me know who you're looking to use it on. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Peace out.